How's it going, YouTube? NYC for Andy here. Today I'm going to be bringing you all 132 cards, I believe, of the new expansion that should be coming within the next week or two, the Grand Tournament for Hearthstone. So I'm going to try and be quick about it because I know a lot of you have seen some of these cards already, so just bear with me. Some of them might be duplicates and all that, but I'll go through all the classes, the class that I think comes out as the clear winner, and the class that most likely is probably the loser of this expansion. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so first up we have the Druid Legendary, Aviana. It's a 9 mana 5/5, so just for the price alone, it's horrible stats for the price. 9 mana 5/5, okay? Its ability though is very strong, so your minions cost 1. So its ability is very strong, however it does not have that much health. At turn 9 it is pretty easy to do 5 damage, so maybe if it was a 5/7 so it didn't die to fireball right away, or even a 5/8 because then they can't fireball ping. As it is right now, I do not see this in any deck. You're gonna have to build a deck around this, maybe like with this and then like Emperor Thaurissan maybe, because as it is right now, turn 9 for a druid is the Force Savage turn, so I can't imagine this coming out earlier unless they like coin, innervate, and then play this at like turn 4 or 5. All in all, I really don't care for it that much. Next up, we have another Druid card, 7 mana 6/6, Knight of the Wild. Whenever you summon a beast, reduce the cost of this card by 1. So it's a 7 mana 6/6. They have come out with a lot more beast cards for Druid, so expect Druid of the Fang to start becoming a thing now. But this card in general, I really don't imagine it. So you have to be holding it in your hand for the cost to be reduced, and I don't know, maybe it can see some play. I just don't imagine it seeing much. Well, for 7 mana 6/6, it's probably decent in Arena if you can get a few beasts together. In order for this card to be worth it, you have to be holding it in your hand, which means it's a dead card, and then play at least 3 beasts. So if you played 3 beasts, it becomes a 4 mana 6/6, and then you could just gain a lot of tempo with it. But otherwise, I really don't see it gaining much play. Right here we have Wild Walker, a 4 mana 4/4. Give a friendly beast plus 3 health. For 4 mana, I think there are better things to play. Like I said, if Beast Druid becomes a thing, then this card will see play. If not, I really don't see it getting play. This is kind of like a reverse, what the hell is it? Dark Iron Dwarf, except it's permanent and it gives plus 3 instead of plus 2 attack. I really don't see this getting much play unless Druid beasts become like a real thing. Alright, then we have Mulch. Destroy a minion, add a random minion to your opponent's hand. So this can be good, it can be bad. It is a good tempo card though. They play something big, you remove it cheap, and you gain board control. So for example, they play Dr. Boom on turn 7. You mulch Dr. Boom, and then, I don't know, you swipe face, destroy the boom bots, or play something else, and you gain a lot of tempo. Otherwise, just add a random minion to your opponent's hand. So there's so many minions, and not all of them are good. But I don't know, you can give them a piece of crap, or you can give them like the best minion in the game. But all in all, for 3 mana, a removal spell, not bad. Alright, what do we got next? Next we have Savage Combatant. 4 mana 5/4 with the Inspire mechanic, which is whenever you use your hero power. So you use your hero power with this, and this gives your hero +2 attack this turn. So let's say you play this on turn 6, you know, pay the 4 mana for this, and then use your hero power. Instead of gaining +1 armor and +1 attack, you'll gain +1 armor and +3 attack, because you'll get the 1 from your hero ability and 2 from this. So this can be very good to help the druids maintain board control. I just wonder if the ability stacks. If you have 2 of these out, if you have 2 of these out and use your hero power, will it give you +4 instead of +2? I'm sure it does. This probably would make a good addition to the 4 slot in Druid for Arena, just for the simple fact that usually play slow, and you know, having 3 attack for your hero power would be enough to kill, you know, some of the crap that's on the board in Arena. This is a lot of everyone's favorite card for Druid. Darnassus Aspirant. 2 mana, 2/3. Battle Cry is gain an empty mana crystal. Death Rattle is lose a mana crystal. So this basically combines Wild Growth with a 2/3 creature. But the thing is, it has that Death Rattle of lose a mana crystal. Me, myself, you know, I guess the card is okay when you're playing it with Druid. The thing that I'm, like, myself, I'm probably not going to play this card. It's good if you play it and it gets silenced or something, but I'm probably not going to play this card. I don't play Druid that much anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's the reason why. But what I'm wondering is, it's a 2 mana card. So that means this is going to be popping out of Piloted Shredders. So it's going to give the Piloted Shredder another way to fuck you, because you won't get the Battle Cry, but you will get the Death Rattle. So just keep that in mind next time you play Piloted Shredders. You know, you're not going to have to worry about the Doomsayer anymore. You're going to have to worry about this thing. But it is a great tempo card. You know, they play this on turn 2. They get an extra mana crystal. Turn 3, who knows? Maybe they could play a Piloted Shredder. The Shredder gets killed, and then they get another one of these and end up losing 2 mana crystals. Alright. So right here we have a 2 mana 2/1 Druid of the Saber. It's a choose 1 mechanic. You either gain charge as a 2/1 or +1/+1 in stealth. So it's about average. They gave Druid some early game. It's just, the good thing is it is not a beast. So you can either have it as a 3/2 stealth or a 2/1 charge. Living Roots. It's a 1 mana card. It either does 2 damage or summons 2 1/1 saplings. So this card, once again, it gives Druid more early game. A lot of people like this card. Me, myself, I mean, it is a good card, but I did not think it was needed. Already as it is, I could play anything turn 1, and it just gets wrathed turn 2. So now it's going to give the Druids another way to do that. Alright, here we have a 4 mana card, Astral Communion. Gain 10 mana crystals, discard your hand. So yeah, this is going to make for some interesting games. I really don't see it that much in Constructed. I really can't imagine it. But it can, you know, makes for some very interesting games if you get like that perfect hand starting opener. You know, turn 1, coin, innervate, Astral Communion. You know, if you do that, you're basically just getting rid of 2 cards because you use the other 2 to play this. In that case, yeah, it's good, but late game, I don't know. Alright, now we're up to Hunter. Hunter got 2 legendaries. And this right here, look, 7 mana for 2. Whenever another minion takes damage, destroy it. So the ability right here, let's just look at the ability. Whenever another minion takes damage, destroy it. The ability, very strong, very strong. Alright? But the stats, a 4 mana, 4 attack, 2 health on 7 mana. Wow, is that shit? You know what? And I'm glad it's shit. It is a beast, but it's shit. This is such shit, it's not even funny. So basically, everything else has pretty much 1 health with this out. I mean, this is not going to see play in any Hunter deck that exists at the moment, because everything is face, face, face. You know what? Come to think of it, I don't even know a Hunter deck that runs a card that will cost 7 or more. Alright, then we have Bear Trap. It's another Hunter secret. 2 mana secret, which is the Hunter standard. After your hero is attacked, summon a 3/3 bear with taunt. So this is going to confuse the shit out of everyone, because it goes off after the hero is attacked. So people check for freezing trap. Alright, is it freezing? Let me put this into it. This only has 2 health, so let me put this into it, see if it's explosive. Okay, so it's gonna fuck everything up. And it summons a 3/3 bear with taunt. The 3/3 bear is Ironfur Grizzly. So this is actually, I believe, a pretty strong card, because basically you get a Ironfur Grizzly for 2 mana, which makes it super OP. So if you play this on turn 2, they attack face. Turn 2, turn 3, you get an Ironfur Grizzly. It's a really good tempo card, in my opinion. Right here, 2 mana, 3/2, King's Elic. Battle Cry, reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. I can't imagine this getting played either. Not in any existing Hunter deck. And I mean, it's kind of cool that if yours costs more, you draw it. But we said earlier, Hunter cards really don't, cost that much, at least in the decks that they're in now. And the thing is, if you win this joust, that person knows what card you have. So let's say, for example, you draw Savannah Highmane. They know, oh well, time for me to get my silence ready. So I really don't care for it. Stats wise, it's good. 2 mana, 3/2. In Arena, it's probably a decent card. Well, in Arena, it's actually probably a very good card, because it draws you something. Because in Arena, you have all that slow crap. Right here, we have a 3 mana, 4/2 Stable Master. For the cost to stats, it's pretty crap, because 2 mana dies to just about everything, with the exception of like a few 1-drops. The battle cry is give a friendly beast immune this turn. Immune means it takes no damage and cannot die. But 3 mana, so I can't even imagine what you would play this with. I really can't. And usually you want your beast to do something. At least the beasts that are played now. I don't see this being played either. Not at the present time, anyway. Right here we have another card, Power Shot. Deal 2 damage to a minion and the minions next to it. 3 mana card. So this is Hunter removal. So this is basically do 2 damage to 3 minions. So this is like a Hunter board clear. This is actually very strong considering the price and everything. Because if you look at what the hell is it? Consecration. Consecration is 4 mana, deal 2 damage to all enemies. Okay. This is 3 mana and deals 2 damage to 3 enemies. So this is pretty good. But once again, it probably will not see play for the simple fact that hunters can't go face with it. Here is the second Hunter legendary that they're getting in this expansion. Lucky them, right? At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all other minions. This is called the Dread Scale. 3 mana, 4/2. So this one could possibly see play. I really don't think so. But as you see, this one goes well with the other Hunter legendary, but that's a turn 10 combo. You know, it's going to deal 1 damage to all other minions, and then it's going to basically wipe the board for 10 mana, but you get 2 shitty creatures out of it. If the stats were better, it would be better, but I'm glad they're not. So that's the Dread Scale. Another steaming piece of shit. Then we have the 5 mana 3/3 Ram or Wrangler. The battle cry is, if you have a beast, summon a random beast. So yeah, this card, it can be good, can be bad. It's all situational. We'll just have to see what the odds are, because I could already tell this is like a 3/3 web spinner for 5 mana, except it just plays it for you. Because I can imagine some crazy games with this where you have a beast out, you know, you play this and you fucking get King Crush. I can imagine that scenario, especially against me, because my luck is that shitty. Overall though, it's too RNG related for the price. Because for the 5 mana 3/3, you need to get at least something with 3/3 or better. So if you get like the Ironfur Grizzly, it's fine. 5 mana and you get 2 3/3s. That's not too bad, you know. But if you get something really shitty like the Angry Chicken or the Captain's Parrot, you're gonna be pretty fucking pissed, aren't you? Alright, and we got a Hunter spell. 2 mana, lock and load. Each time you cast a spell this turn, add a random Hunter card to your hand. This card I actually can see being used in like some Hunter decks. You know, let's say 2, 4, let's say turn 7, right? They play this, then they play like a secret, so that's already 4 mana, and then they play like Unleash the Hounds or Kill Command or something. So they're dumping their hand, and then they're getting more cards back. So I could definitely see this getting play. Ball of Spiders. 6 mana spell. Summon 3 1/1 web spinners. At first glance, it looks pretty shitty. It's a very slow card. Okay, it's a very slow card. But think about it. You're playing 3 1/1s that give you 3 more creatures. And with web spinners, they like to give you legendary beasts. So yeah. But once again, it's all situational. It seems very slow for a Hunter card. In Arena though, this is probably going to be like pretty awesome, because you play this and then you just suicide all of the fucking spiders and you get, you know, 1, 2, 3 things, and then you can just play those next turn. Alright, and then we have the 1 mana 2/1 Brave Archer. If your hand is empty, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. This is probably going to be something that might fit in Face Hunter decks. You know, just something where they could dump their hand really fast, but I doubt it. I really doubt it, because, I mean, just look at it. It's crap. Unless you're able to dump your hand every game, it's crap. Because I don't even know how, yeah. Otherwise, it'd just be a dead card in your hand. You'd have to play this, and then dump your whole hand, and hope this doesn't die. So, yeah. Alright, now we got the Mage Legendary. We're on to the Mage classes now. We got the 8 mana 7/7, Ronin. The Death Rattle, add 3 copies of Arcane Missiles to your hand. So, yeah. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. It is an 8 mana 7/7, so it's got that 7 attack, so it means it is BGHable. And if you kill it, then you have something else to worry about, because they fucking get 3 copies of Arcane Missiles. So 3 copies of Arcane Missiles is 9 random damage. So yeah, if you combine that, this card can be very, very powerful. Let's say they play this, right? They want you to kill it. You don't silence it. You kill it. They get 3 copies of Arcane Missiles. turn after, they play 2 Flamewakers and those 3 Arcane Missiles. So let's see, that would be 2, 4. So each copy of Arcane Missiles would end up doing 7 damage. So 7 times 3 is 21. So yeah, Flamewaker is what, a 3-cost card? So 3, 6. Yep, that would be the perfect follow-up for this. You play this turn 8. Your enemy kills it. Turn 9, Flamewaker, Flamewaker, Arcane Missile, Arcane Missile, Arcane Missile. So yeah, the Arcane Missiles would do 3 damage. Then each Flamewaker would do another additional 2 damage. So yeah. Alright. Here we have another card. A 4 mana, 3/5, Dalaran Aspirant. Inspire, gain spell damage +1. So it isn't the strongest card. I mean, there are a lot of 4 mana 3/5s, but they have usually a better ability than spell damage +1. But if you look at all your other spell damage minions, they are generally pretty shitty in stats. So I guess this card is acceptable. It does have more than 4 health, which makes it good. It has 3 health, so it's enough to kill all the crappy shit. But yeah, I don't know. It could be a little bit better if it had like Yeti stats, but then it might be OP, so I could understand it being a 4 mana 3/5, you know, spell damage +1 if you use your hero power. So this is definitely going to make some interesting decks, you know, some spell power decks. Maybe that'll become a thing now. Alright, here we got a 3 mana Polymorph Boar. Instead of transforming a minion into a 1/1 piece of shit, it transforms it into a 4/2 boar with charge. Okay, once again, you could use this on your own minion, or you could use it on an enemy minion. If your opponent plays, let's say a Sea Giant, and you can't deal with the Sea Giant, you could polymorph it, and then put a piece of shit 2-drop into it. Or you could play one of your cards. Let's say you get hexed on one of your creatures. You could just go polymorph that and smack them for 4. You know, this is the card that can work both ways. Normally, before, you would never want to polymorph your own shit, but this is either a 3 damage removal. I mean, 3 mana removal spell, or it's a 4 damage spell. You know, because think about it, you just play it on one of your things. It's got 4 mana. You know, attack with it first. Play this on it. Boom. That's another 4 damage. So this is good. It's versatile. Then we have a card that everyone is excited about, or a lot of people anyway. The 6 mana 6/6 Koldara Drake. So it's got a nice amount of health on it. So it, you know, that's a big chunk of meat to deal with. 6 health. It's got 6 attack, which means it doesn't die to BGH. And you can use your hero power any number of times. So yeah, that is a bit fun right there. You know, obviously you would never want to play this on curve, and you would want to try and combo it with something else. But otherwise, this is it's a decent card. I'll probably see this in Constructed a lot. In Arena, it's going to be a great card. I mean, yeah, just you can use your hero power any number of times, and 6 mana is 6 health is hard to deal with. All right, and we got Flame Lance. Yeah, you got a 5 mana spell here. Deal 8 damage to a minion, and thank God it says deal 8 damage to a minion. This thing will probably never see play. In Constructed anyway, it probably will never see play. It's just, yeah, 8 damage to a minion is a bit overkill, especially what people are playing now. I mean, usually stuff doesn't have more than 5 health or so. But just 8 damage, 5 mana, yeah. Thank God it's to a minion though. If this was to a face, poof, yeah. I don't see this getting play. I don't even think people are going to play that in Arena. Alright, I'd rather have a Fireball that has the versatility than this. This is a Mage Secret I am a bit excited to try, but not too excited to face against, because you got a 3 mana secret that triggers when a friendly minion dies. It summons a random minion at that cost. So yeah, so like let's say you have this, you play this on an empty board turn 7, right? Turn 8 you play Ronin, the new mage legendary. If they kill Ronin, you don't get 2 Ronins, you get the 3 arcane missiles that Ronin gives you, and then it spawns another 8 cost minion. So 8 cost minions are going to be pretty good in general. But yeah, it's just going to spawn something crazy. It's a very big tempo card. Right here we have a 2 mana 3/2. Your hero power deals 1 extra damage. This card is probably going to be insane in Arena, because let's say you go first, you play this on turn 2. Turn 3, if they don't play anything with more than 3 health, you can just hero power it down. Combine this with like the Koldara Drake, and yeah. Or imagine if they have 2 of these out, so that'd be, if you combo this with, you know, other ones of these. Let's say you have 2 of them in your hand, turn 6, one of these, fallen heroes. So fallen hero, and then your hero power. Your hero power should be doing 3 damage for 2 mana, which is, you know, Frostbolt efficiency. That's gonna be pretty powerful. Probably won't see much constructed play though. You got Spellslinger, 3 mana 3/4. Add a random spell to each player's hand. This is probably gonna be good in Tempo Mage, but it's a bit of a risky card to play, because it's going to give the other person a spell, and it's just a random spell. So yeah, this can bite you in the ass, because let's say it gives you Deadly Poison. That's just a dead card in your hand the whole game, because you're a mage, you can't use a weapon, you got a Deadly Poison, you know. Yeah. Let's say it gave your opponent a Flame Strike, you know, oh, you're pretty fucked now. Alright. I don't see it doing that good. Alright, here we got a 1 mana spell. Deal 2 damage to a minion. This spell gets double bonus from spell damage. So that's pretty cool actually. 1 mana, deal 2 damage. If you have a spell damage minion, it ends up doing 4. So let's say you have Malygos out, it would gain doubled spell damage, which would be 10 damage instead of 5. So it would actually do 12 damage because it deals 2 damage. Then the bonus from Malygos would give it 5 more, but it doubles the bonus. So yeah, it ended up being 12 damage to a minion, but you don't really need that. Normally if you have just 1 spell damage minion out, it should be enough to remove most of the stuff in the game. With this card anyway. But yeah, it's a 1 mana spell, and it only targets a minion, so that's good. Then onto the Paladin stuff. Got the Paladin Legendary, 7 mana 3/7. Change all enemy minions attack to 1. So this is Aldor Peacekeeper on crack. Okay, he's got the same attack as Aldor Peacekeeper, but he's got double the health, and he costs a little bit more than double. So this card right here, you know, replaces 2 Aldor Peacekeepers. And then if you combine this with stuff like Stampeding Kodo, which destroys an enemy minion attack with attack less than 1, you know, I mean less than 2, sorry, less than 1. Yeah, sorry about my green screen, folks. It's just it's I don't know, it's being stupid. But this seems to be a very powerful card. It's a bit of a late game, but still. 7 mana 3/7. Its attack really doesn't matter, because after you play this, all their shit is going to be 1 attack. So if you play the Equality and then this, they're gonna have a board full of 1/1s. So yeah, it seems like a pretty decent card. Competitive Spirit. When your turn starts, give your minions +1/+1. This thing, I'm pretty excited to see how this works. This is gonna go great in all those aggressive Paladin decks that, you know, are flooding the thing right now, the meta right now, with all those Aboladins, because this card, it's a secret, but if you have no minions, it won't go off, so that's a good thing. But imagine just playing this and then flooding the board with all your crap. You know, just play this turn 1, I don't know, turn 2 you coin out Muster for Battle, so if that goes unanswered, then turn 3 your 1/1s are all getting +1/+1, so they all become +2/+2. And let's go back for that. And combine this with the new cards that are coming out. The I'm not sure the name of them, but the one that summons a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit and all that. Like let's say you play a bunch of spells and Violet Teacher. Just imagine all those 1/1s suddenly becoming 2/2. It's doubling the damage of that crap. Yeah. All right. Then we got a Murloc Knight, 4 mana, 3/4. Use your hero power, and it summons a random Murloc. So yeah. I mean, I do like this card. I think it's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Murlocs. The fact that he's a knight, a Murloc Knight, and he's riding a frog, it's pretty cool. Murloc Paladin, though, I've never played against one. I have not tried one. I will definitely be trying one now, because this card is just look at that. He's a fucking Murloc on a frog. You know, this is definitely gonna make a lot of aggressive decks right here. His card. You know, imagine playing your hero power, you getting the 1/1 dude, and then you get like a fucking what is it, old Merc guy. You know, it's pretty cool. All right, a 3 mana spell here. We got Seal of Champions. Give a minion +1, +3 attack and Divine Shield. So this is pretty cool. You know, this is gonna go great in all those aggressive decks, and it's gonna go great in those control decks, because your 1/1 guy now becomes a 4/1 guy with Divine Shield. So you can go attack them, clear out their shit, or you could just go face. Very good for the price and all that. I would love to get this card in Arena. You know, just yeah, I'm gonna give it +3 attack and Divine Shield. All right. 6 cost spell here. Enter the Colosseum. Destroy all minions except each player's highest attack minion. So yeah, I really don't see this getting much play. And it's very situational at best. You know, I mean, you have to hope your guy with has higher attack than the enemy guys. So, and then you destroy all your other shit. But really, why would you do that? I don't know. All right. Here we have a 6 mana 6/6 Mysterious Challenger, and its battle cry is put one of each secret from your deck into the battlefield. So yeah, Paladin usually does have some pretty shitty secrets, but I could just imagine this going with well, everyone's gonna try it. They're gonna put every Paladin secret in a deck and put 2 of these and see what the fuck happens. Because yeah, all I know is it's going to be a really big tempo card if people do that, because Paladin has that one, reduce their health to 1, I believe, and then yeah, so I don't know, it's pretty cool actually. I think it might be a bit OP though, just a bit. Maybe it should have cost 7 mana. You know? Alright, on the next card. We got a 3 mana, 2/4. So the stats are very good on it. You know, 3 mana, 2/4. You know, that's decent. We got the Warhorse Trainer. Your Silverhand recruits have +1 attack. So this is kind of like a better version of the raid leader for Silverhand recruits. It's like the mini quartermaster. We'll call him the half master. I don't know. No, he's smaller, so he'd be smaller than the quartermaster, so he'd be the 8th master. There you go. The 1/8 master. Your Silverhand recruits have +1 attack. So this isn't permanent like the quartermaster. This is only while this guy's on the field. But still, you know, you muster for battle and then play this. Competitive spirit. All these things are comboing up. And just, you know, muster for battle and then competitive spirit. So your 1 attack minions become 2 attack minions. And then Warhorse Trainer. And then the 3 attack minions. And suddenly you have a board full of 3 2s, which is not that bad. Just very combo orientated. So yeah, once again, this card will fit great in those aggressive decks. Then we have a 5 mana 5/5, a Tuskar Jouster. Reveal minion in each deck. If yours costs more, restore 7 health to your hero. So this is like a budget Guardian of Kings. Because the Guardian of Kings is a 7 mana 5/6 that restores 6 health. And this guy's on a budget. So if you are running this card in your deck, you probably are going to win the Joust because you're running a very slow deck. But if you win the Joust and you get the 7 health, that makes it worthwhile. Because think about it. What else costs 5 that restores almost 7 health? The Anti-Keelbot. So the Anti-Keelbot is 5 mana 3/3, and it restores 8 health. I would much rather have a 5 mana 5/5 that gave me 7. You know, think about it. It's pretty good. All right. Then we have the Argent Dildo. Oh, I'm sorry, the Argent Lance. It's a 2 mana 2/2 weapon. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, gain +1 durability. So it's got the potential to be a 2 mana 2/3 weapon. Yeah, I don't really see it getting play. I don't. Not at all. Because 2 mana, you know, I'd rather just play the Coghammer for 3. You know, it just doesn't seem worth it to gain +1 durability. Maybe if it was gain +1 attack and durability, you know, if it was a reveal a minion in each deck, gain +1/+1, because then it would be a 2 mana 3/2 weapon. I mean, a 3/3 weapon. So that would make it worth it. But a 2/2, or possibly a 2/3. And then we have the sexy nurse over here. We got the head nurse, Confessor Peltress. 7 mana 5/4 priest legendary. Right? And when you use your hero power, it then summons a random legendary minion. So yeah, this is kind of like a 9 mana Sneeds. But just think about it. If you have a card that lets you use your hero power twice in a turn, you know, that's 2 legendaries, and you know, one of them's gotta be okay at least. 7 mana 5/4. Wow, just the stats alone are horrible. I mean, 4 mana at turn 7 pretty much dies to everything, but I can imagine this being pretty good in Priest, because Priest usually ends up going into the late game for the simple fact that they can heal up everything they play or heal themselves. So I can imagine this being like a turn 10 play for a Priest, where they like use Power Word Shield and then use the hero power and all this other stuff, and just, yeah, I can imagine it going on. A 3 mana 3/3 card here, Shadow Fiend. Whenever you draw a card, reduce its cost by 1. So it's kind of like a mini Thaurissan, maybe? You know, it's a mini Thaurissan. This a 3/3 really, you know, just isn't that great of a creature. I guess it's average, but this would probably go good in like Shadow Priest, an aggressive priest deck, and you would honestly never want to play this on turn 3. I can imagine this being played turn 4, and they play this and then Power Word Shield to draw the card to actually try and get some value out of it. And then on turn 4, this becomes a 4 mana 3/5, you know, after you played Power Word Shield on it. Otherwise, it seems okay, yes. Right here, we have 4 mana 5/4, Spawn of Shadows. Inspire is deal 4 damage to each hero. So I can, while this card on its own seems like kind of weird and a pretty much piece of shit, but just it has potential. I mean, I know it looks like a piece of shit, but just, it has potential. Because imagine if you have Villain out, you know, Prophet Villain, right? That would double this damage of and healing of everything you do. So I don't know if it would double this. Alright, but if you have Villain out, you heal yourself, you're healing yourself for 4. Right, this is doing 4, I don't know if it would do 8, but you're healing yourself for 4, you're damaging the opponent for 4. So you're taking nothing, and they're losing 4 health. Right, and then imagine if you have Alkanai Soul Priest out, or if you're in Shadow form. If you're in Shadow form, you know, you're doing 2 damage to the enemy, you're doing 4 damage to yourself, and another 4 damage to them. So you're doing them 6, but you're doing 4. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good now, does it? But I'm sure there's probably going to be a way for someone to make this work. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. Once I have the cards in front of me, I could be like, oh, maybe this will work with that and that with that. Anyway, next we have a 2 mana spell here. Put a copy of a random minion, put a copy of an enemy minion into your hand. Some people don't think this card is very good. I think it has potential. It's kind of like if you combine Thought Steal and Mind Vision and like Faceless Manipulator in a way. You know, I think it's pretty good because you're able to copy like a class legendary or some shit, or a class card of something. I don't know. Like let's say Mage, for example. You copy their new legendary, you play it the next turn, right? If they kill your legendary, you get those 3 copies of Arcane Missiles or some shit. I don't know. It has potential. I'm sure it'll find its way into something. Alright, what do we got next? Alright, a new power word. Power word Glory. Choose a minion. Whenever it attacks, restore 4th health to your hero. So, while it's not the greatest, it will work against all those aggressive decks. You play this on one of their minions, the fuck, they attack you for 2, and you heal for 4. So yeah, this will help stop a lot of aggression. Right here we have a 2 mana 1/4 Wormrest Agent. It's got a battle cry. If you're holding the dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt. So a 2 mana 1/4 is horrible. We've seen them before. You know, Succubus, not Succubus, Mistress of the Pain, Armor Smith. But a 2 mana 2/5 2/4 with taunt, that would be pretty good, I guess. Yeah, 2 mana 2/4, not too bad. That's usually a 3 mana stat cost. But then if you had the taunt, it'd be pretty good if you're running a dragon deck. If you're not running a dragon deck, this is it's just an average piece of shit class 2 mana 1/4 card. It's only good if you're holding the dragon, and even then there might be better stuff to play in turn 2. Got a 1 mana card here. Flash Heal. Everyone's excited about this. Restore 5 health. For those times where Light of the Naru just isn't enough. But I can already see people thinking of decks with this. You know, the Akanai, Soul Priest. Everyone's going to use this card to do damage instead of heal. That's the thing. Everyone's going to play like Akanai, then Flash Heal, Light of the Naru, Light of the Naru. Let's see, what is that? 5, 10, 16 damage for, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 mana. 16 damage, 8 mana. So, yeah. That's going to be the new Priest thing. A lot of cards to combo it, though. Alright. Right here we have Holy Champion. A 4 mana, 3/5. Whenever character is healed, gain +2 attack. So this is the Light Warden on steroids. I mean, this is the Light Warden with actually good stats. A lot of people don't think it's that good or anything, but you know, if you're a priest, shit's gonna get healed. Okay, so yeah, it's got enough health that it should be able to survive until turn 5. Next turn you heal it and it becomes a 5/5 or whatever. But combine that with Flash Heal and Circle Heal and all this other shit. Next thing you know, you have something here that's pretty hard to get rid of. You know, I can already see it being, you know, turn 6 fucking Holy Champion and then Divine Spirit to double its health. Then they're going to try and fucking get rid of it and then you're going to heal it. It's just, it's crazy. Then we've got, I'm actually very excited about this card. A 2 mana spell, Confuse. Swap the attack and health of all minions. Now, I've got plans for this. I don't want to say it now. I don't want to ruin anything. But I have an idea for this. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I will say it now. This way I could prove that it was my idea. But I'm thinking Murlocs with this. You know, if you have a bunch of Murlocs out, let's say you have 4 Murlocs out, and then you play like the Murloc War Leader, those Murlocs get buffed +2/+1. And then if you confuse them, right, it makes it permanent. And then I believe they still get the buff from the Murloc War Leader of +2/+1. So, yeah. Just, that's a little thought right here. Alright. And we got a 9 mana card here. 9 mana, Rogue Legendary, Anub Arak. It's an 8/4, 9 mana card. So just the stats alone on it are garbage. 9 mana, 8/4. It's like fucking running Black Hand. The Death Rattle, though, is return this to your hand and summon a 4/4 Nerubian. So that kind of sounds pretty cool. As long as it doesn't get silenced, this is going to be a very powerful card. As long as it doesn't get silenced. You know. But I really don't see it getting played that much because it can get silenced and then... I'm trying to think here. Let's see. If it doesn't get silenced, this right here is basically a 4 mana 12/8. I mean a 9 mana 12/8. Because it summons a Nerubian, which is a 4/4. So if you think about it like that, it makes it better, I guess, stat-wise. As long as it doesn't get silenced, it becomes a 9 mana. Why do I keep saying 4? A 9 mana 12/8, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not the greatest, but I'm sure this will fit into a deck somehow. Then we have a Rogue Pirate. That's not the name of the card. The name of the card is a Buccaneer. It's 1 mana 2/1, and whenever you equip a weapon, give it +1 attack. They're trying to make the pirate decks work. 2 pirates in the expansion is not really going to help it. I will try it. I really can't give you an idea. I mean, if you play this turn 1 and you're going first, you play this turn 1, it doesn't, by some reason it magically doesn't die. Turn 2, I guess you could use your dagger, your hero power, and you'd get a 2/2 dagger. Yay, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I really don't look too... I'm not too enthused by it. Then we got 3 mana card here. 3 mana 4/3. Shady Dealer. That is a fucking hilarious name. Its battle cry is if you have a pirate, gain +1/+1. So a 3 mana 5/4 is absolutely insane. Okay? But that's if you're holding a pirate. This card could be better if it actually was a pirate. But still, a 3 mana 5/4 in a pirate deck would be pretty good. Alright. Alright, let's see. Then we have a 2 mana 3/2 Undercity Valiant. Its combo is deal 1 damage. So it's kind of like SI7, but not. I guess it's a turn earlier SI7. This is basically if you're going second and have the coin and they played something with 1 health. You know, you coin this, go, it kills their shit. Otherwise, it's just average stats, combo, nothing too special. This card, I want to be excited about. It's just, I'm a little uncertain about it yet. It's a 3 mana spell. Shuffle 3 ambushes into your opponent's deck. When drawn, you summon a 4/4 Nerubian. Now, you get 3 4/4 Nerubians out of it. But the question is, what is an ambush? Because I really don't know. They haven't clarified it yet, as far as I know. From World of Warcraft, ambush was a rogue spell. So maybe it gives them like a type of shadow bolt, you know, the warlock card. You know, deal 4 damage to a minion for 3 mana or some shit. If it's like that, then it's pretty good, because, you know, as long as they don't draw another card or something, because I don't know. It all depends on what that ambush is. I have good hopes for this card. It just depends what that ambush is. I really don't know yet. Alright. Poison the Blade. A 4 mana 1/3. Your hero power gives this weapon +1 attack instead of replacing it. Yeah. Not very good. Not very good at all. It's just something else to fucking Harrison Jones. Just put it in a museum and keep it there. You'd have to use your hero power an insane number of times to just get even any value out of it. Not good. Then we have a 3 mana card, 3 mana spell, Burgle. Add 2 random class cards to your hand from your opponent's class. Can be good. You know, got the Hamburglar on it. So, I like McDonald's. McDonald's has the Hamburglar. Alright, I'll try it. Here we got a 5 mana 3/7. It's combo, gain +3 attack. So, it becomes a 5 mana Boulder Fist Ogre if you combo it, which is pretty good. I really don't see it getting much constructed play, though. This is probably going to be more of an arena card, you know. Combine this with something stupid like Backstab or anything, I don't know. And you get a 5 mana 6/7. Not bad. 5 mana Boulder Fist Ogre. Yeah. Alright. Here we have Cut Purse. 2 mana 2/2. Whenever this minion attacks a hero, add the coin to your hand. Yeah. This card, it can look like a piece of shit at first, because it is a piece of shit. But since Rogue is very combo orientated anyway, I can imagine this card being played in like some sort of Miracle Rogue deck. You know, you play this, you give it stealth, right? I hope it doesn't die to Consecration, Holy Nova, or any other board clear. And you attack, you get a coin, you attack, get a coin, you know, and then you have your, like, your gadgets out, and coin, preparation, you know, and you could draw your whole deck. Will it actually work, though? Probably not. Yep, it's just going to be another 2 mana 2/2 that'll never see play. They couldn't even at least give it a 3/2 status or a 2/3 status. Had to be 2 mana 2/2. Then we have just about everyone's favorite card. It does look super OP at first. We'll see how it turns out to be. It's the Shaman Legendary, the Mistcaller, the 6 mana 4/4 that has a battle cry of give all minions in your hand and deck +1/+1. So yeah, just think about it. All minions in your hand and deck, not the ones in play already. The ones in your hand and in your deck +1/+1. So this has a very high amount of potential. The question is, it's a little bit slow, on the slow side. We're at 6 mana for a 4/4. The fact that it dies to a lot of stuff does not matter, because if you play it, the damage is pretty much done. I don't know. This is going to have some interesting things. I can imagine decks again with it, but it's going to help with all the totems, you know, because yeah, I'm interested. Here we have a 3 mana spell, Elemental Destruction. It's an epic spell. Deal 4 to 5 damage to all minions, and it's got an overload of 5. So yeah, this right here is anti-Zoo. This is Zoo Begone right here. That's the name of this spell. When you think about it, really, it's a 3 mana spell with an overload of 5. So in total it costs 8 mana. If you compare it to Flame Strike, which does 4 damage, this one does 4 to 5 damage to all minions. So this hurts your shit too. So this is going to basically be goodbye board, you know. So yeah, it's going to have its way into something. If you're behind in the board, you know, and this is your only chance, whether it's either play this and lose basically pretty much 2 turns, or play Deathwing and lose all your shit in your hand, you know, this can have potential. It's not too bad of a card. I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks it is. Alright, then we have a 5 mana 3/6 Thunder Bluff Valiant. Its inspired mechanic is give your totems +2 attack. This is finally something that works with the Shaman's totems, because I pretty much thought their hero power was shit. I know a lot of people say, oh, it helps in the late game. The only time it helps in the late game is if you have a Bloodlust, really. That, or if you actually get the healing totem that you need. A 2 mana spell, Ancestral Knowledge. Draw 2 cards, and it's got Overload 2. Not too happy about this card. You know, 4 mana for draw 2 cards. If they made it 1 mana with Overload 2, then yeah, be better. But draw 2 cards, and just you better play them now, because you won't be able to play them next turn. This is a card that a lot of people are excited about. 2 mana 3/4 Totem Golem. It's got an overload of 1, so in total it does cost 3 mana, but just the stats on that price is just excellent. Good job, Blizzard, with this. This is excellent. I'm glad to see this. This is going to make a lot of totem decks possible. Speaking of totem decks, we have a 3 mana 3/2 Tuskar Totemic. Battlecry, summon any random totem. That's, again, pretty good. You know, 3 mana 3/2, you get totem. So, you know, you might get the Totem Golem because he is a totem, but just high tempo, you know. Or you can get the Manatide Totem, you know, any random totem, not just the ones from your hero power, I believe. And then we have this card that goes with them, all with them. Notice, look, if we go back, this is a 2 mana thing. This is a 3 mana one. And then turn 4, bam. I know it has the overload of 1. Well, not this, the Totem Golem, but you know, that's what the coin is for. Alright, a 4 mana 4/4 Draenei Totem Carver. Battlecry is gain +1/+1 for each friendly totem. Pretty good. You know, it's better than the Frostwolf Grunt. Not Frostwolf Grunt. Frostwolf Warlord, the 5 mana 4/4 that gains +1/+1 for each friendly minion. This one gains +1/+1 for each friendly totem. If you have 2 or 3 totems on the board, it becomes super value. Then we have a 4 mana 2/4 Shaman weapon, Charged Hammer. And this weapon actually has a death rattle of your hero power becomes 2 damage. Okay, so you play this turn 4. By itself, the weapon is very slow because it's going to take 4 turns to, you know, actually destroy it. But if this gets oozed or harrisoned or anything, your hero power becomes deal 2 damage. I believe the hero power is called Jolt. That's J-O-L-T, Jolt. You know, there are going to probably be some really weird decks with this. There's probably going to be like this turn 4, and then turn 5 is like Doomhammer. And then if you turn 4 this, turn 5 Doomhammer, then turn 6 you'd be able to do 6 damage. You know, because you'd be able to attack with a Doomhammer twice, and then remember, you don't need to just attack with the weapon to destroy it. You could just play another weapon. Or actually, you could play this turn 4, and then you could play turn 5. Fucking Blingtron, equip a random weapon for each player. Then we have another card that a lot of people are excited about. 3 mana Healing Wave, restores 7 health. It triggers the Joust. If reveal a minion in each deck, if yours costs more, restore 14 health instead. So, yeah, this is going to be sick. This is like anti-aggro, anti-face hunter. Okay, here's 3 mana. Give me back half my health. Yeah, this is going to be insane. And this card combos well with this card, you know? Because think about it. You got 4 charges on that weapon. Unless you're going face 4 times, which you're probably not, you're going to have to minion. Alright, oh, time to heal up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, the Warlock Legendary, Wilfred Fizzlebang. And in the background, look at that. That looks like a weird Jiraxis. Alright, it's a 6 mana 4/4. Card you draw from your hero power costs 0. So this guy right here gets you free shit if you play him right. You know, his stats alone do look like shit. 6 mana 4/4, pretty garbage. And then since you have to use your hero power to get, you know, value out of this, you need to draw at least 2 cards from your hero power. It's kind of hard to do, but there are cards that you can combo with. We'll get into those later. So now that we've seen actually all the cards, he's not great, but he's not horrible. I mean, there are guys that have 4/4 stats with fucking stupid white beards that I would much rather not get. For example, you know, don't want to say any names, you know, Millhouse Manastorm. There's a 2 mana, you know, prepare to face the might of, you know, yeah. I'd rather have this. Okay. Then we got the Tiny Knight of Evil. 2 mana 3/2, so its stats aren't that bad by itself. And then whenever you discard a card, gain +1/+1. So, yeah. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Discard decks are apparently going to become a thing because they have this, and let's see, we got, well, not yet, just yet. Get the 6 mana 5/4 Void Crusher, and your hero power destroys a random minion for each player. So yeah, your hero power can destroy this. It doesn't have that great of a stats for 6 mana. But the good thing is, since you are a Warlock, you can Implosion shit. You know, you can Nerubian Egg shit. Basically, you want to play this when you have a lot of garbage on the board, and you know this is going to survive 1 turn at least. Because then you could just hero power next turn. You know, hopefully, the dream would happen where it kills their Dr. Boom and your Nerubian Egg. You know, that would be the dream, but this can kill itself, and its stats aren't really that great. Then we have another 6 mana spell, Dark Bargain. Destroy 2 random enemy minions, discard 2 random cards. This card is super powerful, but it's very situational. You don't want to play this if you have a full hand. You really don't. But if you compare it to Assassinate, which is the 5 mana destroy an enemy minion rogue card, this is very powerful because, you know, 6 mana, you're destroying 2 things and you're getting rid of 2 cards. If you have no cards in your hand, this is pure value. But if you have a lot of shit in your hand, oof, you better hope you get rid of something crappy. Alright, like this for example. Fearsome Doomguard, 7 mana, 6/8. Probably only going to see this in Arena, really. Because for 7 mana, there's better stuff to play. Which is sad, but you know, I would like to see this actually in Constructed. It's probably not going to happen though. Probably not going to happen. Now here we go. A 4 mana spell, Fist of Jaraxxus. Now we have like a weird looking green hulkish Jaraxxus type thing here, and this is one of those things from the discards. Whenever you play or discard this, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. So combine this with like the Tiny Knight of Evil and all the other cards that just punish the shit out of warlocks, like Succubus, Doomguard, all these cards that make you just discard your shit. This card can actually be playable. Will it be? Probably not. Probably not, because it's very situational. You'd have to pay 4 mana for it, or you just have to run a lot of shit that just discard stuff. And there's still that RNG factor. Here we go. You have a 2 mana, 4/3 demon again. A Wrathguard. Whenever this minion takes damage, also deal that amount to your hero. So, I mean, he's a 3 health guy, so I don't know how much damage he would take, but yeah, that can work great, or it could just backfire, you know, so much. It just, I mean, if you play it and silence it, that's fine, but you'd have to silence it. But like if this gets pyroblasted, not only does it kill this, but you take that 10 damage also. You know, if it gets fireballed or frost bolted, you're taking that damage. If you taunt it up and they have a sea giant, you're taking that damage. So yeah, this can be a little crappy, but for the mana cost and the stats, it's excellent. 2 mana, 4/3. I will try using it. Once it loses me a game or two, I'll change my mind. Demon Fuse. Give a demon +3/+3. Give your opponent a mana crystal. I'm only imagining this being played in aggressive decks. Decks that people don't give a shit. You know, I don't care how much mana you have. I'm just going to play this and go face. Beat you down. So it's probably going to be in like some Demon Zoo type deck. You know, otherwise I really can't see it being played. Only in Demon Zoo, something like that. Then we have this card, a 4 mana 1/1. It's got a death rattle of Summon a Dreadsteed. So you would need to get at least, let's say, you need this to die 5 times to at least get value out of it. I mean, the value is infinite. I mean, you could just keep on killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it. There are other things you can do with it. I'm thinking like you could maybe Power Overwhelming Shadow Flame, or Power Overwhelming, Go Face, Void Terror, and then you get this back. So yeah. Actually, I just thought of another combo. Since this card can never really die because it just respawns, the Anima Golem. This might let the Anima Golem become part of play, because the Anima Golem, if you don't know, is a big piece of shit. It's a 6 mana 9/9, and basically, if at the end of every turn, if the Anima Golem is your only minion, you destroy it. But with this, as long as you get this into play, this will never be, the Anima Golem will never only be your only minion. So yeah, it's a possibility. You know, you need this not to be silenced or polymorphed or hexed. That's the only thing. I just thought of that now. It's a possibility. I'm gonna try it when it comes out. Oh, this is by far probably the most OP card in the whole expansion. It's the Warrior Legendary. 10 mana, 7/7. Draw 3 cards. Put any minions you drew directly in the battlefield. So you play this on turn 10. You draw Dr. Boom, Ragnaros, Ysera. All 3 of them going right into the battlefield. So yeah, this can be very powerful. It can't be silenced. It is 7 health. It is 7 attack. So it can be BGH'd. But I think by the time this guy comes out, the damage is probably already done. You know, because there's a good chance that at 10 mana, you're probably going to draw at least 1 or 2 minions. And yeah, just the tempo is just going to swing in your side. Then we have a 4 mana 5/3 Magnetar Alpha. Also damages the minions next to whoever he attacks. This card is like a smaller version of the Foe Reaper. The Foe Reaper is, I believe, a 9 mana 6/8 or 6/9 legendary that has the same effect. It also damages next to whoever he attacks. But at 3 health, I really don't see this getting much play in ranked. In Arena, this is probably going to be an excellent card. Probably help out the Warriors a little bit in Arena. Other than that, I don't know why it needs to be epic though. Here we have a 2 mana 3/2 Sparring Partner. It's got a taunt and it's got a battle cry of give a minion taunt. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So it's a 2 mana 3/2 and it gives 2 minions taunt. This is going to work, you know, either way. Let's say you have an Acolyte of Pain out, you taunt him, or you have an enemy minion that's hiding behind the taunt, you taunt them. You know, you can combo it with the Black Knight. So that'd be like an 8 mana, what is that? 8 mana this, and then the Black Knight is 4/5, I believe. So it's an 8 mana 7/7, right? Yeah, 8 mana 7/7. Destroy an enemy minion, you know, for 2 manas, for 2 creatures. Here we have 3 mana 3/3 Orgrimmar Aspirant. The battle cry, the Inspire effect, sorry, is give your weapon a +1 attack. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna work great for Warriors because yeah, they get a 3/3. And then they play their Fiery Wind Axe and armor up, and their Fiery Wind Axe becomes even a Fiery Windmore Axe, I guess. And we got this piece of shit. 3 mana, 3/2, King's Defender. If you have a minion with taunt, gain +1 durability. The Fiery War Axe is a 2 mana 3/2. So I don't know if it's worth paying 3 mana for a 3/2 that you could possibly get to 3/3. I really don't know. I don't imagine it getting played. Not at the moment anyway. It does have potential, probably in a combo deck. Maybe a super control deck where they play this with the Sludge Belcher and this card and all that shit. You know, try and get the most bang for the buck out of the weapons, but I don't know. Then we got this 3 mana spell Bash. deal 3 damage, gain 3 armor. That is pretty cool. Alright, everyone thought like fucking not Shadow Bolt, Dark Bomb and fucking Quick Shot and were OP. This is like a new level of OP. It's like combining 2 cards into one. Like Dark Bomb costs 2, Frostbolt costs 2, Quick Shot costs 2, and they all do 3 damage. This one deals 3 damage, so that's the 2 mana out of it right there, and then you're gaining 3 life. So it's like combining almost an Earthen Ring Farseer, the effect you get from that, with dealing 3 damage. So yeah. Then we got a 2 mana 2/3 Alexstrasza's Champion. Battle cry is if you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and charge. So by its own, it's the 2 mana 2/3. Not too great. You know, it's average. But if you're playing it in a dragon deck, then it becomes a 3/3 charge for 2 mana, which is pretty good. But otherwise, I don't know. It's gonna have to be in a dragon deck, and this is not a dragon itself, so yeah, we'll see. Only time will tell. Alright, what do we got next? 2 mana spell, Bolster. Give you taunt minions +2/+2. Right now, the only taunt minions that I know that get run in a warrior deck is the Unstable Ghoul and the Sludge Belcher. So I don't know, yeah, if this is even going to see play. Don't know. And I actually hope it doesn't, because then that means it's going to be a super taunt deck, which is going to be annoying and shit. And then, speaking of shit, we have a 6 mana 6/7, so it's a Boulder Fist Ogre. And when you draw this, deal 1 damage to all your minions. So I guess this would be another trigger for the fucking Patron Warrior. Like, they don't need it at all, though, because it does all 1 damage to all your stuff. So but yeah, I really don't see much use for this other than if you're running like a bunch of armor smiths or some shit, or frothings. Yeah, I really don't, because there's better ways to do it. Oh, oopsie. Alright, sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I actually clicked the wrong thing. Alright, no, we're past that. Why did I exit out? Alright, no. Oof. Alright, we did the rogue. We were up to warrior. The shaman. Sorry, folks. Little technical difficulties. Did the warlock. Alright, Varian Wind, Magnetar, Sparring Partner, Ogrimmar, King's Defender, Bash. We did that. Yeah. Sea Reaver. So yeah. Yeah, that's that. Wait, oh, is that the last one? Yeah, I think not. Now we need to go down to the neutral cards. Yeah. Now we're ready for the neutral cards, guys. So here we go. Alright, let's see. Alright, this is a card a lot of people are excited about. It's a 7 mana legendary. It's a 6/6. It's got taunt and it's got a death rattle. If you're holding a dragon, deal 3 damage to all minions. So this is kind of like a sleeper. Does he have it? Does he not have a dragon? Because, you know, 3 damage to all minions is like a hellfire that doesn't hurt the heroes. So yeah, it's gonna, once again, this is gonna stop all the aggro, all the zoo. It's gonna be a bitch if it gets silenced, but hey, it's still a 6/6, so it's a beastie body. The good thing is it does 3 damage, so it kills all the fucking annoying ass patrons. Then we got Bolf Ramshield, 6 mana 3/9. Now I think this card is a lot better than other people think it is. You know, it's not better, but it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. Bolt Ram Shield. It's a 6 mana, 3/9. And whenever your hero takes damage, this minion takes it instead. So for 6 mana, you basically gain 9 health. Now, compare that to the Anti-Keelbot, which costs 5 mana, and it's a 3/3, and you gain 8 health. You know, for 1 mana more, you're gaining 1 health more, but you're getting a minion that has more health than the fucking Healbot. You know, this would probably go great in a priest deck, actually. In a priest deck, just imagine this. You play this, and then like Divine Spirit, Light of the Naru, and you keep on healing this. I can imagine this getting played in some Warlock decks, you know, because of the aggressive tapping. You know, it'd be like tapping and not having to hurt yourself. So I can imagine this seeing some play. It'd have to be a very selective niche deck, but I can imagine it being played. You know, I mean, come on, it's a fucking Healbot that costs 1 more and gives you 1 more health. Right here we have a 2 mana, 3/2 Bone Guard Lieutenant. It's Inspire, got Inspire, and it's gain 1 health. So if you use your hero power, it's going to be a 2 mana, 3/3. It's not too bad. It's just average stats as it is. So a 2 mana, 3/3 makes it better. Right here we have a Beast. 7 mana, 5/9. Captured Jormonger. It's a 5/9. You know what? If you look at it in reverse, it's a 9/5 for 7 mana. Oh my god! This card right here is the Corehound counter. The Corehound does 9 damage. This has 9 health. This has 5 attack. The Corehound has 5 attack, defense, health. And you know what? They both cost 7 mana. So there you go, folks. If your opponent never plays a Corehound, just play the Captured Jormonger. Hard counter. Because, you know, you gotta keep it in the deck for all those Corehounds that go out. Otherwise, you know, it's not that special. In Arena, though, this is going to be a pretty good card because it's going to be able to kill a lot of shit, probably 2 or 3 things, and still alive, and still live. Right here we got a 3 mana, 3/3 Dragonhawk Rider. Inspire is gain Wind Fury this turn. 3 mana, 3/3. I really don't see it getting played and constructed. It is possible though. I really don't. I can't imagine it though. Trying to think. If you play this turn 3 and then like turn 4, you Blessing of Kings, it'd be a 7/7. But then you'd have to use your hero power. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way you could make this into a deck, but as it stands, it's pretty weak. In Arena, it'd probably be okay though. A 5 mana, 4/4. This is basically the card that everyone was bitching about. The Floating Watcher. Everyone's like, oh, the Floating Watcher is so OP, so OP. It is in Arena. I'm not gonna lie. The Floating Watcher has won me many games in Arena. But this is the same cost, same stats, and pretty much the same trigger. Because you trigger your hero ability. Like for me, I'd get a Floating Watcher, which is a 5 mana 4/4 demon. Whenever you take damage on your turn, give the Floating Watcher +2/+2. So I would never play it on turn 5. I would always play it turn 7, and then play that, tap, and I'd have a 6/6 on the board. You know, they couldn't deal with it, so next turn it becomes an 8/8. This thing is pretty much just going to be the same thing. You play this on turn 7, you use your hero power, and it becomes a 6/6. But the good thing is there are cards to make your hero power free, so it actually can be played on turn 5. Yeah, we'll get to those free hero powers in a minute. A 5 mana 5/6. This is a card I'm actually excited to see because the 5 drops have been pretty shitty. pretty shitty. 5 mana, 5/6, pretty good for Arena. It would have been so funny if they changed the name from Pit Fighter to Arena Fighter, because that's where this card is going to shine, in Arena. It's decent stats for the price for Arena. The fact that it has nothing here in the center means it's not getting played in Ranked. Then we have a 5 mana 5/4 with an Inspire, add a 2/2 Squire to your hand. Now, this right here, it's like Uncle Sam. I know they had to make that joke of Uncle Sam, because he's like, I want you, you know, to join the U.S. Army and shit. That right there, this card is Uncle Sam. Look, he's even got the white beard and shit. Imagine that Patriot top hat on top of him, you know. That's Uncle Sam. So it's going to be the Squire that you get from the, what is it, Silverhand Knight, I believe. I think it's a 1 mana 2/2 Squire. So this card, you have to use it a few times to get some value out of it. This is more of an Arena card than a constructed card, because yeah, you'd have to use your hero power and all that, and then you'd play crap, because come turns 5 anyway, you want something better than a turn 2/2. So yeah. 4 mana 3/5 Refreshment Vendor. So its battle cries restore 4 health to each hero. So it's a common card. This is like a little bit bigger than, well, a lot bigger than Zombie Chow. It works good if you're playing a very controlling game, and you know, or if you're a warrior, maybe even not shaman, rogue. You know, where you do a lot of damage to yourself by attacking the enemy, just by controlling. It might fit in some control decks or something. But 4 mana to gain 4 health and give your opponent 4 health. Yeah, I don't know. Stat wise, I guess it's okay. It's not the greatest, because that usually is what you get for a 4-drop. It's usually a 3/5 or a 4/4 or some shit. That's why the Yeti is so insane with value, because it's got a 4/5. Then we have this 3 mana 4/3 Saboteur. Your opponent's hero powers cost 5 more next turn. So yeah, this is like the Lotheb for hero powers, man. That, not only that, but it's pretty cool. I can imagine this being played in some decks. 3 mana 4/3, it's not too bad. I'm imagining this basically being played in like a rogue deck, with like Shadow Steps and Pandas and Gang Ups, where you just completely deny your opponent their hero power. I can imagine this. This is probably my most favorite card from the expansion. 6 mana 6/5 Sideshow Spell Eater. The battle cry is copy your opponent's hero power. Alright, so yeah, you're playing a hunter. Well, you're playing against a hunter. Let's say, I don't know, let's say you're playing a class that wouldn't do, your hero power wouldn't be well against the hunter. Let's say Warlock, for example. Warlock is draw a card, deal 2 damage to yourself. So combine that, every turn you're taking 4 damage. But you use this against the hunter, and oh, well, fuck you, buddy, I'm throwing 2 damage in your face. Or let's say you're playing against the Warlock, right? He goes into Jaraxxus form, you play Spell Eater, right? He uses turn 9 Jaraxxus, you play Spell Eater turn 9, and you summon an Infernal. So who's the winner, right? This card, I think, has a lot of potential. I'm just thinking of ways to use it. Like, I would love to use it against the warrior, just to fucking gain armor and armor and armor, just so I could show them how much fucking of a pain in the ass it is to deal with all that armor. A 1 mana 2/1 taunt, tournament attendee. Yeah. Just another thing to not use. It's the reverse Goldshire Footman, and no one plays that shit. So yeah. 4 mana, 2/6, Twilight Guardian. It's a dragon. Battle cry is if you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt. So 4 mana, 2/6 is not the greatest of stats. It's not the worst. I mean, it's close to the Snapjaw. But a 4 mana, 3/6 taunt is basically a 4 mana friend creeper, which is not too bad. I don't know if I see this getting played much. It's probably going to be bad in Arena, maybe. Yeah, probably bad in Arena. Probably in certain niche decks and Ranked Constructed. Right here. This is another card. This is another one of my favorites. 3 mana, 2/2. The next time you use your hero power, it costs 2 less. So, like, let's say I'm playing Warlock, right? Play this. I don't know, turn 1 through 5, I play this thing. Let's just say turn 5. Let's say turn 5, I play this. Well, first I would use my hero power, then play this, right? That's 5 mana. Okay, turn 6, Wilfred Fizzlebang. And I would be able to tap, just because of this. Or that other card, the 4/4, 5 mana, same thing. Where in Inspire you gain +2/+2. It would work just as well with this. Alright, let's see what else we got. 4 mana, 2/6, Frigid Snowballed. Spell damage +1. So yeah. Not seeing much play and Constructed. Probably not seeing much play in Ranked either. I mean, Arena. Yeah. So right here we have the 4 mana 5/4 Evil Heckler, which is got taunt. Now I have to agree with another streamer and YouTuber on this. Kriparian said the same thing that I'm about to say, and I will repeat him and I'll back him up 100%. A 5/4 taunt is the Booty Bay Bodyguard. Okay, and that costs 5 mana. So instead of making the Booty Bay Bodyguard cost 4 mana, they decided to let's just make a better version of the card. We'll make it cost 4 mana, have the same stats, and just cost 4 mana. And oh yeah, there we go. Because everyone is looking forward to that Booty Bay Bodyguard on turn 5, right? So yeah, if you haven't checked him out, check him out. Just Kriparian. I think his Twitch is NL Crip. Yeah, just check him out. He's another good YouTuber. All right, what do we got next? Ice Rager. Okay, instead of Magma Rager, we have Ice Rager. Just like he said, it's a better version of the same piece of shit, but it's still a piece of shit. Instead of being a 3 mana 5/1, it's a 3 mana 5/2, but it's still a piece of shit. Who's gonna play this? 3 mana 5/2. I don't. Yeah. Then we have another piece of shit. Mogar's Champion. 6 mana 8/5 that has the 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. So it's a 6 mana 8/5, has a 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy, 100% chance to lose you the game. Because you basically lose a turn on this, and then this will go and attack the wrongest, stupidest fucking thing possible. This will go attack a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit when you want it to go after something big. And then the fact that for 6 mana it just dies to Fireball. Yeah. Even if they made the stats a little less shitty, it'd be better. I'd be happy if they made it a 6 mana 5/7 or something. If they made it worse than the Boulder Fist Ogre. But no, it's got to have 8 attack. Alright, then we have another legendary here. 5 mana 4/5 Nexus Champion Sarad. And it's got an Inspire mechanic on it. Add a random spell to your hand. Once again, I have mixed emotions about this card. generally considering what it does, it sounds pretty good, I want to say. But it can be pretty shitty, because yet again, there are spells that do suck ass. Like, once again, if you're playing, just simplest example, if you're playing Mage, for example, and you use your hero power, and you get like a deadly poison, you know, or another thing that you're not going to be able to use because you don't have a weapon, then you're kind of screwed. Here we go. A 4 mana 4/4. Whenever you play a card with Battle Cry, gain +1/+1. Now this card I think was overlooked a little bit, but I think this has a lot of potential. This is like, I really think this is going to be like the new Undertaker, because if you think about it, a lot of cards have Battle Cry. Like this can go in a Mage deck. They play this turn 4. I don't know, turn 5. They play the fucking the fuck is that asshole? The Goblin Blast Mage or some shit that has a Battle Cry. I'm not sure if the Battle Cry needs to go off, or if you play this and then like Abusive Sergeant. You know, Abusive Sergeant, Dark Iron Dwarf. There's so many cards with Battle Cry that actually get used. I think this card could just explode. It's going to be like a new Undertaker. The only difference is it doesn't cost 1 mana. But I still think it's going to be very good. Tournament Medic. It's a 4 mana 1/8. It's got Inspire, restore 2 health to your hero. So this basically gives every class the chance to heal. Which can be good, can be bad, don't know. I'm afraid of this card getting abused horribly. Like if this card is hidden behind taunts or some other shit, or just your opponent is keeping that much of the board unlocked, you know, like imagine a Face Hunter that was able to deal 2 damage to you and heal 2 damage to them every turn. Yeah, it's a bit scary. The stats though are garbage. I mean, a 4 mana 1/8 just is garbage. Once again, this card will see a lot of play in Priest, because if they play this, then they never have to heal themselves. They just heal a minion, heal a minion, heal a minion, and it's basically heal a minion, heal themselves. And then with Priest, you get those ridiculous cards that, you know, you could double its health and double its health again, and then just wait until you get your Inner Fire, and then just cheese the shit out of your opponent by attacking them. Let's see, if you double this, it's what, 8, 16, and then 32. So if you double its health twice and then Inner Fire, it's going to be a 32 creature. Yeah, I can imagine that I can imagine that happening to me. All right, then we have a Flame Juggler. 2/3, 2 mana 2/3. Battle Cries deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So it's not as strong as the Knife Juggler, but it's still alright. 5 mana 5/5. It's a mech. We got a mech here. Its Battle Cry is give a friendly mech +1/+1. That's pretty cool. You know, they made a big mech, so yeah, pretty cool. Not too bad, not too good, but it's just cool because it has the mech synergy and everything. You know. Then we have a 1 mana 1/2 Lowly Squire. Its Inspire is gain +1 attack. So using this in a deck where you use a lot of hero powers, then it's good. Otherwise, it's just another 1/2 for 1 mana. Then we have this card right here. 2 mana 2/3 Garrison Commander. You can use your hero power twice a turn. That's pretty cool. I don't know when you would want to use your hero power twice a turn. And some cards would be better than others, but I don't know. Then we have a 3 mana 3/3 Silverhand Regent. And she apparently has some really big titties. Look at that. It's got Inspire, summon a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit. And this is a neutral card, so this can go in any deck. So this would be pretty good in a lot of decks that need help with that slow early start shit. I don't know. Once again, mixed emotions. If it had 4 health, it'd be good. Actually, technically, if it had 4 health, it'd be OP, because right now, if you play this and then hero power, it's 5 mana, 4/4. So, yeah. But then we have this card. 4 mana, 2/6. Horrible stats. But your hero power costs 1. Not 1 less, just 1. So if you have 2 of them, it does not make your hero power free. Just to clarify. Your hero power just costs 1 instead of the 2. So, yeah. And then we have a 3 mana, 3/4 legendary. We got Fajola Lightbane. Whenever you target this minion with a spell, gain Divine Shield. So it's a 3 mana, 3/4. Not too great. I mean, the stats on it, 3 mana, 3/4 is good stats because of the 3/4s. But just the ability, whenever you target it with a spell, gain Divine Shield, it's very selective on classes. You know, then we have this card over here, 9 mana, 9/7 Northsea Kraken. It's got a battle cry of deal 4 damage. So yeah, this is going to be a very powerful card. It will not see play in ranked because for 9 mana you're going to play legendary. In arena, this is going to be excellent because it's going to be the fire elemental, but better. You know. Here we got a 5 mana 4/3 Mookless Champion. This is a beast, and the inspire mechanic on it is give your other minions +1/+1. So yeah, this is probably going to be good in certain decks. I know this card has potential. I just know it has potential. It's just we gotta see how it works. And we have this card, a 10 mana 8/8, costs 1 less for each time you use your hero power this game. It is a giant. It is a playable giant because it doesn't cost 12, and it gets cheaper the more you use your hero power. In most decks, I don't see this getting used. I can imagine it getting worked into a handlock deck because there are times where possibly replacing one of the Molten Giants with this, or one of the Mountain Giants with this, because there are times where you tap, and you don't get your Molten Giants, and you have to go into Jiraxxus form. And you go into Jiraxxus form, and those Molten Giants are just completely unplayable. They're just dead cards in your hand. Meanwhile, this card, you would be able to play it because you would still be playing your hero ability. So I can't see this getting played in certain decks. Then we got a 3 mana 3/4, another one, Itis Darkbane. Whenever you target this minion with a spell, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. So for the stats, 3 mana 3/4, it's okay. But then again, very selective because you have to target this with a spell, and only certain classes can do that. But yes, once again, mainly I'm looking at like Priest, just for the simple fact that they could like play this turn 4 and then power word shield it, and it gives them a 3/6, sorry, and it does 3 damage to an enemy. But then of course you could Kings it, and Shaman could like Wind Fury it or Rock Biter it or some shit. You know, yeah. Alright, what do we got next? We got a 6 mana 7/4 Skeleton Knight. It's got a Death Rattle. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, return it to your hand. Alright. Return this card to your hand. So, I mean, there is a potential room for some value there. It does have 4 health, so it dies to a lot of stuff. But, yeah. If you keep on playing Skeleton Knights, then yeah. Then we have a 7 mana 4/6 Pirate on a Parrot. Sky Captain Crag. It's got charge, and it costs 1 less for each friendly pirate. So yes, this is a neutral pirate, which I'm very excited about. And if you have 3 pirates out, it ends up costing 4 mana instead of 7, which is a 4/6 charge, which is very good. So I'm excited about this. Then we've got a Silent Knight. 3 mana 2/2 Stealth Divine Shield. Not really too good, I guess. But there's only so much they can do with 3 mana, right? If you give it Stealth and Divine Shield, there's only so much you can do. Because they can't give it 3 attack, because then it's just clearly better than certain other cards. Then we got a 6 mana 3/5 Kodo Rider. The Inspire is summon a 3/5 War Kodo. I don't know if this is going to be any different from the Stampeding Kodo, or if it's going to be just a 3/5. I don't know if it's going to have a Beast tag. It should have a Beast tag. But yeah, 6 mana 3/5, and use your hero power, summon another 3/5. So think of it as an 8 mana 6/10. You know, not too bad. Right here we have a 2 mana 2/4 Argent Watchman. If you use your hero power, you can attack. Otherwise, you can't. Yeah, I don't see that getting played much. Then we have a 1 mana 1/2 Gadget Zan Jouster. Battlecry, reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, gain +1/+1. I'm thinking of this as the new Zombie Chow. I am definitely going to be replacing Zombie Chow with this. I will take the chance that this thing will get me 2/3 instead of Zombie Chow, because I don't know, if you're anything like me, you don't get Zombie Chow turn 1. You get Zombie Chow turn 8, 9, 10 when you need something big, and you need something big to kill off your opponent, and your opponent's like hanging on by a thread, and then you draw Zombie Chow. Yeah. Then we got the Coliseum Manager. It's 3 mana 2/5. Inspire is return this minion to your hand. So yeah, you can attack with it, I guess heal it up or something. It prevents you from using your hero power. Then we got a 1 mana 2/4 Injured Kvalder. They might as well have made this a priest only card, because that's the only class that might even see play. It's a 3 mana, it's a 1 mana 2/4, but its battle cries deal 3 damage to it, so it becomes a 2/1. So a 1 mana 2/1 that needs to be healed to be effective. So I don't know. I'm sure it will see play in priest deck. I can imagine a priest going second with this, Northshire Cleric, and Circle Heal. They go second, they coin out this, then they Circle Heal, they draw a card, and then they have a 1/3 and a 2/4 on the board. I can imagine that happening so much. Right here we have a 4 mana 5/3 Armored Warhorse. Battlecry, reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, gain charge. This is a beast. It's a 4 mana 5/3, which makes it slightly worse than the Lost Tall Strider, but this card will only be good if it gains the charge. Only if it gains charge. That's it. That's the only way it's going to be even worth playing. This way you could just, go face and not have this die to a fucking 2-drop. Alright, what do we got? Alright, 3 mana, 2/1 Argent Horse Rider. Divine Shield charged. Okay. This could replace the Wolf Rider. Could not. I don't care. It's a 3 mana 2/1. Yeah. It probably won't replace the Wolf Rider. They'd rather have that 3 damage. Right here, another one of my favorite cards in this. This probably might be my second favorite in the thing, in the whole expansion. 6 mana 6/3 legendary. Justicar Trueheart. Battlecry has replaced your starting hero power with a better one. So it pretty much doubles whatever your hero power does, except for Hunter. Hunter, instead of making it do 4 damage, it replaces your starting hero power, which is deal 2 damage to an enemy, to deal 3 damage. With the priest, it heals 4. The paladin, you summon 2 guys. The mage, you do 2 damage. The druid, you gain +2/+2. Everything else is pretty much double, except for the hunter and the rogue. The rogue, instead of gaining a 1/2 dagger, you gain a 2/2 dagger. So yeah, the rogue got the shit end, and then the hunter got the second part of the shit end. So, and then the shaman, I think you could just pick whatever totem you want. So 6 mana, 6/3. You're pretty much going to be playing this just for the ability, the battle cry. How well it will work, I don't know, because you need to use your hero power quite a lot afterwards to really gain value out of this. Right here we have 3 mana, 4/2. Master of Ceremonies. Battle cry is if you have a minion with spell damage, gain +2/+2. So this could potentially be a 3 mana 6/4, which is pretty much unheard of. But a 3 mana 6/4, yeah. People are definitely going to start playing spell damage minions. Then we have Gormak the Impaler. And it's got a battle cry of if you have at least 4 other minions, deal 4 damage. So a 4 mana 4/4. This is going to see a lot of play in Zoo. A lot of play of those Zoo rush decks. You're probably going to see this in a lot of Hunter decks. I can definitely imagine this going into Face Hunter, because you know, they like unleash the hounds. They fill up their board with the hounds. The Haunted Creeper, that thing pops into 2 spiders. So, you know, out of all those things, you could definitely imagine it. Even with the shaman, they end up getting all those little shitty totems that they sneak in. But yeah, 4 mana 4/4, deal 4 damage. If you have 4 of the minions, sorry. Then we got this card, 6 mana 5/6, Master Jouster. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. So this is like the direct counter to the Lord of the Rings, or sorry, Lord of the Arena. It's a 6 mana 6/5, while the Lord of the Arena is a 6 mana 6/5. Yeah, this is a 6 mana 5/6. There we go. Reveal a minion in each deck. If you win the joust, this one gains Taunt and Divine Shield. So Taunt and Divine Shield on 6 mana, yeah, that's pretty good. Otherwise, the card pretty much blows. If you lose the joust, this card is garbage, just straight garbage. And we got a 3 mana 4/3, Light's Champion, to silence a demon. That's the battle cry. So yeah, once again, strictly garbage. It's garbage. I mean, yeah, if you're going to be playing a warlock, I don't know. Maybe you want to silence the fucking something or other. I don't know. Yeah, this card's not going to see play. Then we got a 9 mana 10/10, Ice Howl. It's got charge, and it's a 9 mana 10/10. So, right there, it's already stronger than King Crush, which is a 9 mana 8/8. But this guy can't attack heroes. So, you got to play him turn 9, then beat the shit out of something of your opponents. Then your opponent gets all like, oh, he can't attack me. And then you fucking whip out a silence and just punch him for 10. But I'm glad they didn't make it so it can't attack heroes. So you have to silence it, which is good. Then we have it over here, 6 mana 5/5. It's a neutral card again, and its battle cry is add a random paladin card to your hand. So yeah, it seems like value right here. Just I don't know how many paladin cards there are. I need to do the math, but however many there are, just imagine, oh, I got a 1 in whatever chance of grabbing Tyrion. So eventually someone's going to play this, and it will give them Tyrion, and it will give them a True Silver every now and then. So I could just imagine that. So yeah, this looks good. 6 mana 5/5. Then we have a 2 mana 1/2 Lance Carrier. The battle cry is give a friendly minion +2 attack. So this is a more expensive permanent version of the Abusive Sergeant. It's a 2-mana 1/2 instead of a 2-mana. Instead of a 1-mana 2/1. So it's a more expensive version of the Abusive Sergeant. Not the greatest card. They released a lot of them late because you know, they were giving some of the good ones at first, and then, you know, they released a lot. I think Friday it was. Today is August 17th, 2015. So I'm doing it now. I wasn't able to do it over the weekend, so it might be a little bit late. But anyway, that was my review of all 132 cards. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you actually stayed and watched the whole fucking thing. In my opinion, the Shaman is the clear winner in this expansion, gaining a lot of early game and some mid game cards that the Shaman actually did need. And the loser of this expansion, by a large margin in my opinion, is Hunter. Hunter did not get anything really to improve their stuff at all. They got 2 shitty legendaries. They got no more face cards. I am so happy that they did not give Hunter even more good shit. They got shit, and shit. They don't need any more shit. Hunter is annoying enough as it is. I'm so glad it happened. Thank you guys. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, follow. My Twitter's down below. You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/NYC for Andy. I usually stream Monday through Thursday, like 9 to 2 Eastern Standard. So check me out. Alright guys, until next time.